It's the season to be spooky. Watch out! The boogeyman's coming! Oh my god, he's gonna be here soon. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You thought I was scared of this guy as a kid? No, of course not. No, what scared me were these fellas. Although this creepypasta scared the absolute daylights out of me as a kid, I actually never knew the story that came along with it, as my knowledge of this character began and stopped with the game that YouTubers played. In this game, we played as the three main characters from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. And you played as them, and slowly but surely, Sonic kills you. Now, in case you didn't know the story about this game, here it goes. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, unlike our pal Tom, who did not spare any details, because goddamn, this story is long. Anyways, meet Sonic fan Tom, the main character of our story. One day, Tom was chilling and minding his own business when his friend Kyle decided to mail him a mysterious package. Ooh, spooky. This package contained a mysterious CD case and a note. In this note, Kyle warns him to destroy the disc as he just could not take it anymore, and that the only way to get rid of him was to destroy the disc, which in turn would destroy him. Why couldn't Kyle just destroy the disc himself? Well, in his own words,
I can't do it. He's after me, and if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. ...
Oh, you know he means business with a ... Now, I don't know Kyle myself, of course, but if my boy Kyle had the time to write a letter, package a CD, drive to the post office, and pay to mail the package, couldn't he just, No? Oh, okay, my bad. Anyways, tough guy Tom here replied,
Dear Kyle, quite frankly, you are a pussy. Signed, Tom.
And inserted a disc to his computer out of curiosity. If my best friend sent me a disc that specifically warned me that something got him, and if I don't destroy this disc, it would get me too, I personally wouldn't want to know what the hype was all about. And also, fuck you, Kyle. How dare you get me involved with this shit? Why not just ship that shit with FedEx? They probably would have done the same job even faster. So of course, he put the game in, loaded it up, saw it was the original Sonic the Hedgehog, and ripped that CD back the fuck out and destroyed it. The end. Is what he should have done, but he kept playing. The game was normal until he saw it said Sega 666. Also, the sky was dark with red oceans, and Sonic had pitch black eyes and his eyes were bleeding. Very creepy stuff here, guys. But not to worry. Tommy Tough Knuckles over here saw all of this going down and said to himself, it's probably a glitch. A glitch. Okay. He boots up the game, and for some reason it's the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 load screen with 3 characters, and according to him, what freaked him out more than all of this was that Dr. Robotnik was a playable character.
Now I was sure something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud?
Yeah, guys, now he knows something was up. So he booted up the game and chose to play as Tails, but instead of playing Green Hill Zone, it was Hill Zone. He keeps going until he finds those critters from Sonic 1, but they were all bloodied and torn up. And he finds Sonic. Tails approached Sonic as one does, and boom, Sonic.exe.
Do you all play with me?
Next, we see Tails in Angel Island from Sonic 3. But it wasn't Angel Island, it was actually Hide and Seek Zone. Tails, being the only sensible one here in this story, begins telling Tom to get the fuck out of there and start running, so he did. The drowning music began to play and Sonic was flying towards Tails, and he caught up, making the poor fox cry. There was nothing he could do as Sonic lunged and killed him. So now what would any reasonable person in the world do next after witnessing all of that horror from a supposedly haunted game your friend told you to destroy? Well, me personally, I would destroy. You pick goddamn Knuckles, which loads you to I cannot make this shit up. You can't run. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, Tom, being the oh-so-wise gamer he is, still cannot tell you whether or not this is a glitch.
I was really freaked out by now. I couldn't tell if this was a glitch or a hack or some kind of sick, twisted joke.
Are you serious, Tom? Whatever, we're playing as Knuckles now, and as you all know, he is rougher than the rest of them. You can call him Knuckles, and unlike Sonic, he don't chuckle. Ooh, but he does cry. Also, apparently a song from a Nintendo game was playing this level. I wonder who's stronger, Sonic.exe or Nintendo's lawyers? Yeah, also Knuckles is fucking dead, by the way. Okay, now it's time to turn off the game, right? Oh wait, he actually did? Yeah, Tom says enough is enough and turns the game off and takes a nap. Unfortunately for him, he had some pretty fucked up dreams, and Sonic showed up and killed him. In his dream, of course. Guess what he does? Just guess what he does right after waking up from that. Yep, he started playing the game and then chose Robotnik, and the title ... appeared. Yada yada, rinse and repeat, Sonic appears, and oh, I didn't realize he would be so handsome. Stares at this image for about 30 seconds before it displays I am God, and the screen turned black before a new text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom?
Wait a second. This isn't
See, it's scary because it knows his name. He gets booted back to the main menu and now all three were dead. This is where the story starts to drag a little in my opinion. And Tom says the game displayed text in Japanese that said something like, "This is how you release us, but we can't say it, blah blah blah, ambition is overrated." You wanna know what else is overrated? Yeah, Then the PC turns off and he couldn't turn it back on no matter what he did. I mean, talk about the real horror, cause goddamn, that's gonna set him back at least $1,000 in today's economy.
Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom.
Said a whisper. Tom turns around and sitting on his bed was a Sonic plushie smiling with bloodstains under his eyes. The end. Oh my god, he's in the real world. Well, there's more, but that shit was so stupid, I thought I should include it. But it basically said that there was a cult out there that is trying to spread their message through disc of Sonic.exe, making the demon stronger. Yeah, maybe if I read this as a kid, I wouldn't have been scared. Now, I'm sure it was amazing back in the day, but honestly, this didn't do it for me. I mean, it was pretty alright, and then it tried doing way too much at the end with the previous victims, and this whole thing was about a cult trying to revive a demon. Anyways, is this scary nowadays? No, but neither is the game, which is what scared me back then, not really the story. I think the main reason kids were scared of this back then was because they saw their favorite character killing his friends, and as a kid, you don't know what's real or what isn't. You wanna know exactly what scared me as a kid from this creepypasta? It was the game and the imagery of Sonic, all demon-like as you play as his friends and he kills you. You know, simple, effective enough to scare me. But then you add that he has the ability to pop out of the game and kill you? Instant classic. I will say though that the music for Sonic.exe was still a bit unsettling to me while doing research for this video, and it kind of creeped me out. Possibly because it made me remember of when I first saw the creepypasta as a kid. I mean, just listen to it. It feels so unsettling. Now, if you thought this song was eerie, get ready for the scariest song a kid could hear at that time. Ow, jeez, I'm gonna do us all a favor and use the remake of the song for the rest of the video because we will be deaf by the end of this if I don't stop it. Now, this was the song that had me shivering in my timbers. This creepypasta is really short to the point. I know I said that earlier, but there really isn't much going on here. According to this creepypasta, when the first generation of Pokemon games came out in 1996, which were Pokemon Red and Green, kind of an easy choice there, guys, no? There was many cases of children who became extremely ill, or how do I put this and not get shadow banned by the YouTube gods. Let's just say that over 200 children discovered gravity and did not bounce. All of this occurred when the children reached Lavender Town, which just so happens to be the town with the Pokemon Tower. If you don't know what that is, it is a huge Pokemon graveyard. I mean, talk about crazy coincidence, right guys? It's almost like the whole thing is fake. The story says that this was because of the high frequency tones that only children were able to hear, which would cause them multiple problems such as headaches and insomnia. Apparently this was fixed in the later releases by the programmers who lowered the frequency of the music. You can hear the new OST here. Doesn't that just sound so good? And that's it for the story. Very simple, but I will say it was very effective. As a kid, I was terrified of this song. I couldn't even get past 2 seconds without stopping it in fear that I too would discover gravity. I was terrified of the song back then, and I'm sure you were too. Now I actually like the song unironically. I mean, it's a good melody. I prefer the remix that don't kill my ears, but it's a very good song regardless. Can you believe this wasn't even the only Pokemon creepypasta that was popular back then? There were so many of them, but the ones that stood out to me the most and scared me the most were Lavender Town Syndrome and Buried Alive. Buried Alive was a creepypasta that claimed that in the early developments of Pokemon Gen 1, the boss in the Pokemon Tower wasn't the ghost we see in the released product. Instead, it was something far more disturbing that had to be removed because it was too spooky. Instead of facing the ghost like you would in the game, you would go up to a gravestone and speak to it. Well, I guess that isn't that weird. At least we're not having a conversation.
You're here, and I'm lonely. So very lonely. Won't you join me?
And of course, who wouldn't join a tombstone, which then initiates a battle with this. His name? Buried Alive, of course. Oh, my bad. Buried Alive. Buried Alive would send out a Gengar, a Muck, and 2 white hands. Ah, I see. They were trying to tease Super Smash Bros. With this one, huh? Also, I've played Pokemon before, and I might be ass, but the highest level I've had in the Pokemon Tower was like 20, maybe 25. So why are his Pokemon over level 90? What were these developers thinking? Oh, and also, if by some miracle you manage to defeat them with your level 23 Nidorino, the game crashes because fuck you. Oh, but God forbid you lose because that one they didn't forget to program. If you lose the fight, Better Life states,
Finally, raw meat.
No, don't eat my needle, Reno. Oh. So if you lose to Bare Life, which you will, you were faced with this game over screen of him eating you alive. And he has red eyes now, which the original Game Boy couldn't display. Wait a minute. This is not real whatsoever. They wouldn't lie on the internet, would they? Obviously this was fake, but I didn't know that back then. Did you? You did? Because you're not an idiot? Oh, this wasn't one of my brightest moments back then, but it really got to me just because of what horrible fate the character received in the end. If I'm being honest, what really scared me looking back was Gen 1 Lavender Town, because holy fuck, look up any Pokemon Creepypasta and I guarantee you it will include Lavender Town somehow. Who knows? I mean, honestly, just listening to Lavender Town gave me the heebie-jeebies. If you wanted to have a good creepypasta back then, just find any creepy song and associate it with the creepypasta and you will strike gold. What if there are no creepy songs in your game? Fuck it, reverse any song and it sounds creepy. I mean, check this out. Oh no. As a kid though, the song that freaked me out the most when reversed was the song of Unhealing from Ben Drown. Now, if you don't know what Ben Drown is, I'll give you a summarized version of it, as I feel like I've already spent way too much on everything else. So the story of Ben Drown goes something like this. A college student buys a used copy of Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask from an old man in his neighborhood. Student boots up the game and is greeted with a save file named Ben. Of course, he makes his own file, but the weird thing is, the NPCs still call him Ben. As he starts playing the game, more and more bizarre things start happening to the game, such as visual glitches and audio glitches, where the song that is playing is reversed and such. He keeps playing the game, however, all of a sudden this fucker shows up and starts following him around in a discreet sort of way. Of course, after all this freaky shit, the player decides, you know what, that's enough bullshit for one day, and decides to delete the file. But this only makes things worse, and the NPCs start telling him that he should not have done that. Yada yada, more paranormal stuff happens, and eventually the player figures out that there was a boy named Ben who lived near him that unfortunately passed away. How? Well, it's not called Ben Guy Ran Over, right? The rest of the creepypasta starts to drag in my opinion, but essentially what was causing those glitches was the spirit of Ben who drowned haunting the cartridge. I guess he'd rather fuck around down here than go to heaven, but to each their own, I guess. If you're thinking, man, this sounds kinda extremely similar to a certain so-called god, then you would be right. And just like that creepypasta, what really made this creepypasta scary and stand out from the others were the visuals provided with it. And what really made Ben Drown stand out was the fact that the author was able to provide clips of the strange occurrences, sort of like his own documentary. Unlike most occurrences back then, these clips were high quality and showed what was happening clearly. None of that pixelated crappy camera bullshit you saw a lot. Holy shit, is this Mario.exe? Oh my. That fueled the fire with fans, and a lot of people believed in this creepypasta, myself included. I mean, how can you be able to deny evidence such as this?
Watch out!
No, he wouldn't lie about it. I mean, providing videos of all the glitches and the hard proof really solidified this creepypasta as being real, and it sold me. It was so bad for me that even though I loved Ocarina of Time, I never dared to play Majora's Mask knowing that Ben Drown could possibly infect my game. I mean, hell, even without the creepypasta, this is one scary game. I mean, just look at this, what the fuck? It really was a shame because this is really such an amazing game. It honestly might be my favorite Legend of Zelda of all time. Not gonna lie though, once I reached the stone tower, this did catch me off guard for a second. I, in my ignorance, did not know this was actually just a part of Majora's Mask, so it kinda gave me a surprise there. Overall, just like the others, the story wasn't really what was scary to me. Well, at least not the entire story. But what was really scary to me was all the images surrounding Ben Drown. Something about the statue just following you around and staring at you was extremely creepy. And it was enough to keep me away from Majora's Mask. The creator of the story did a really good job of providing videos and images to fuel his story, and it's what makes this creepypasta be so successful in my opinion. The eeriness of this statue just following the player around was such a neat aspect of this as well. I mean, can you imagine this guy tracking your every move? Dude, fuck off. Surprisingly, this guy wasn't even the most famous stalker that appeared in video game urban legends, and it wasn't even close. You all know who I'm talking about. And if you don't know by now, here's a hint that will most likely give it away. On August 31st, 2010, a post was made on 4chan about a small indie game called Minecraft. Maybe you heard of it, I don't know, it's pretty small. The author told of his experience creating a new world to play some good old Minecraft as one does. The difference between him and you though, was that his computer was dookie and he had to play with a tiny render distance. This caused the world to have a sort of fog to it that made it hard to see. The author claims that he noticed something lurking in the fog and he thought it was a cow, so in hopes that he could create leather armor, he ran towards it. Only it wasn't a cow, but instead it was another character looking back at him. He was wearing the default skin player's rock back then, but instead he had white eyes. The author saw that there was no name on him, and after that noticed that he wasn't even in multiplayer, which made it weirder. But he was quickly lost to the immense fog. Not thinking much of it, the author continued playing in the world, but he quickly noticed small oddities around his world, such as weird 2x2 tunnels, perfectly small sand pyramids in the ocean, and trees with the leaves ripped off. Throughout all of this, the author would see glimpses of this mysterious man lurking around his world, almost like it was stalking him. He even tried to increase the render distance to try and spot him, but unfortunately his PC could not keep up and blew up. Weirded out by all of this, the author took to online forums to see if what they were facing was just his experience, or if anybody else had seen this mysterious man. But then, within 5 minutes, his post was deleted, so he tried again. But his post was deleted even faster. He received a private message from an account named Herobrine. Herobrine? I don't know. I always preferred Herobrine, but to each their own. The message said, "You seem fun. ASL?" No, in reality, it said, "Stop." Wanting to see who this Herobrine guy was, he clicked his profile only to find out his profile didn't exist. He then received an email from an anonymous person saying that he had also spotted this mysterious man, and there was a group out there who had also seen him. A group of intellectual people you could trust. They even provided him with evidence from one of the leaders of the group.
Let's use a diamond.
Wow, I would trust this guy with my life. Anyways, a month passes and this investigation group figures out that a Swedish gamer frequented the tag of Herobrine, who was later revealed to be the tag of Notch's brother. In case you live under a rock, Notch is the creator of Minecraft. Knowing this information, the author emailed Notch to see if he had any brother. To his surprise, and honestly my surprise, he answered back,
I did, but he's no longer with us.
The author ends his story saying that he hasn't seen Herobrine ever since that first encounter, but he did leave us with a screenshot he took. There you can see a mysterious figure called Herobrine. I don't know if you could tell by how little I joked about the story, but this creepypasta is one of my favorites, even though it's so simple. This creepypasta is done so well in the aspect that it knows not to go too far and make up some bullshit about Herobrine being a demon or a ghost that wants to kill you in real life. This story didn't only scare me as a kid, it creeped me the fuck out. There was a time I wouldn't even want to play Minecraft alone, as I was scared that I would encounter Herobrine or one of his many signature structures. I wasn't afraid that he would kill me or do some paranormal shit in my life. I was afraid of even spotting or knowing he exists in my world. Hell, I have a vivid memory of getting Minecraft on my PC and finally growing the nuts I needed to play it, only for me to go in a cave in about 10 minutes to my world and have a stupid cavern noise play and freak me the fuck out, causing me to delete the world. And I know I wasn't the only one, as this story blew up and it is one of, if not the most popular gaming creepypastas ever made. What also helped Herobrine spread was the rise of social media, which gave rise to tons of people trying to recreate those so iconic Herobrine sightings. I mean, I remember buying the skin pack on the 360 version just so that I could scare my friends into thinking Herobrine was real. Adding more fuel to the fire were the oh so many patch notes Mojang put out that apparently removed Herobrine. As a kid, I thought, damn, they really can't seem to get rid of him, huh? But as we all know, Herobrine isn't real. Yeah, although it is such a fun and interesting concept to have this otherworldly being in your world stalking you and fucking with you, Herobrine is just a myth and nothing more. I mean, you want to know the real kicker? Notch doesn't even have a brother. Nope, he never had a brother who passed away, so the original story is automatically debunked just from that. It did its purpose though, it created some really good, although scary as hell childhood memories that I can still talk to my friends about to this day. And that's with most creepypasta nowadays, although most of them haven't really aged well in my opinion, they hold a special place in my heart. And I'm glad that some crazy people out there were able to create such crazy concepts that we can all reminisce on, and how they used to scare us back then. Are any of them true? No, obviously not. Were they entertaining as hell? Yeah, they were. Well, I think I've talked long enough about stupid things that used to scare us as kids. But that's over now. I'm a grown-ass man, and I know that none of those are real, and I'm not scared to show it whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna play the original Sonic.exe and listen to the entirety of the original Lavender Town music, because it actually sounds good. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, this is Eddie. Unfortunately, Fountain Guy listened to the entire Lavender Town song and jumped off a cliff or something. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention. Before he did that though, he did send me this weird CD with a note that said to destroy it, but I'm too curious, so I'm gonna check that out. He did say to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video though. Thanks for watching.